Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm now joined here with Chris Witulski, the Executive Director for the Besser Museum for Northeast Michigan. Thank you so much for being here. So do you want to tell me a little bit about the Besser Museum's involvement with the Chinook and how this whole exhibit is hopefully going to roll out?
Sure. About 12 years ago, 10 or 12 years ago, the Besser Museum received the wooden vessel, commercial fishing vessel, 1929 Catherine V. And the boat the intention was to build an exhibit to highlight commercial fishing industry in Northeast Michigan. Well, it sat for quite a while, and in 2011 and 12, we started looking at that project of how are we going to develop this exhibit. And Tuffy Cross was contacted, commercial fisherman, long history, and he got involved and joined our board. And that whole exhibit started to be developed, and in the midst of that development, we also created a statewide consortium called the Great Lakes Fisheries Heritage Consortium. And people can go online and Google that and see where there are other historic sites, historic vessels that are telling that part of the history. And so then along comes Jim Johnson. And he is a retired DNR fishery biologist. He and Tuffy worked together for their whole career almost, and the Chinook was being retired. And so they started talking about bringing that to the museum and it joining our Great Lakes Fisheries Heritage exhibit. And so the efforts of those two men are now coming to full circle of the Chinook coming to the Besser Museum and joining that exhibit. And we were only able to do this and tell this very unique story because of their direct relationship to the Besser Museum. And so we're excited because it's the second part of the story, that they've done research through the DNR for a very long time, and they have firsthand knowledge that they can bring to the exhibit.
And I heard that you're going to be leaving the Chinook as is, you know, the gloves hanging, the nets wherever they are, and maybe even being able to still turn on the engine when it's on land?
Right, and both engines actually. So that engine has a unique story that we're learning more about, and they want to be able to turn that on. And the Catherine V has a Cullenberg engine that is very unique, that is being restored and hopefully be able to start. So those are two more very unique features for our Great Lakes Fisheries Heritage exhibit that are goals that may come to be achieved. And it is going to be set to where it's like the guys are coming to work, and people are going to be able to learn what the DNR research vessels do for the health of the Great Lakes, the stocking of the fish, the collection of data, the research that is being done for the sea lamprey and how they're combating that invasive species, other invasive species. So a lot of times you see the boat go out, you hear, oh, the DNR, what exactly does the DNR Fisheries Division do? And the Besser Museum will be able to assimilate all that research information to the public, which I think strengthens what the DNR does and also educates what it takes to keep our Great Lakes healthy, to keep the fish stocked, and to provide not just commercial fishing, but also sports fishing.
It's almost like perfect timing for her to retire.
Yes.
So do you want to tell me a little bit, I keep hearing she has a great story to tell, and you were able to go on her last voyage the other day. Did that really help show you that she does have a story to tell, being able to hear her run and seeing her out there on the lake?
And all the equipment and the stories of the people that worked the boat. The same is true for the Chinook as it is for the Catherine V. We've been capturing oral histories of people who worked on the Catherine V. 91-year-old Harvey Clan from Rogers City had lots of information. So now we're translating that same format into the Chinook, where we are getting firsthand oral histories from people that actually worked on that boat, which will be beneficial for us now and into the future to preserve that history, to talk about our fisheries heritage, and for the Besser Museum to kind of be that focal point of all of these stories. There's such depth to what goes on out there that I don't know about you, but I'm not a real big boater. I've only been out into the Great Lakes a few times, but we live right on the shores. And so to bring that information to people like me that are like, what are they doing? What is this all about? It really creates a greater appreciation and understanding of this natural resource that all of us are right here on the shores but know little about. So getting people who have those firsthand stories like Jim Johnson, like Tuffy, and helping us build this exhibit is invaluable. It's just really a unique opportunity for us.
And then it's a big eye catcher, you know, you're gonna have that boat there. The kids are gonna love that,
right.
being able to check it out,
right.
absolutely.
And the ongoing partnership with the DNR. They're willing to work with us. They have a education department, a marketing department, the research department. So to have them partner with the Besser Museum and continue to tell their story, and as far as kids, like you mentioned, we're all about what are you going to be when you grow up? You know, are you going to go into DNR wildlife? At the museum, we really highlight the industries of Northeast Michigan, be it mining, be it lumbering, fishing, astronomy. There's so many things that when we're touring kids, what are you going to be when you grow up? How are you going to contribute to this rich legacy? So it's really fun for us to have this opportunity. One more component of the Great Lakes Fisheries Heritage Exhibit.
All right, so the big question, funding.
So funding is always a challenge. As you know, we're in the middle of our 50th anniversary capital campaign. Besser Museum is 50 years old. We are not on a millage. A lot of people are surprised to learn that Besser Museum isn't on a county millage or a state millage. We have to write for grants. We're funded partially by the Besser Foundation and by the generosity of the community. So we will pursue funding through grant opportunities. The Great Lakes Fisheries Trust, the DNR is going to help us a little bit in that. The Community Foundation helps us in pursuing grants. So it will be an ongoing thing. So if people are out there and interested in this part of their heritage and want to donate, come on in and see us, talk to us about how you can support the Great Lakes Fisheries Heritage Exhibit being developed and funded.
Awesome. And so this obviously isn't going to happen overnight. Right. It might be, you know, but it seems like you guys are making the right strides.
Exactly. And even the Catherine V has been solely funded by the fundraisers that the Catherine V Committee has been putting on every year. So you need to get on our website, and there's videos on there that show of all the progress that they've made, ways that you can donate to the campaign or this exhibit. But yeah, it's all through the generosity and the hard work of passionate volunteers.
Awesome. I'm very excited to see how it turns out. Thanks again, Chris, for being here. We really appreciate it. And be sure to stay tuned next week for another edition of Insights.
Insights into Northeast Michigan is produced by WBKB News. If you have any comments, suggestions, or topics you would like to see on a future show, please email WBKB News. This has been a production of Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation. All rights reserved.